We're here at Whites Creek Valley Park, a hidden gem in the middle of Annandale. This is where we hold our annual Footprints Eco Festival. And this year we're going online, but we've visited here on this beautiful sunny winter's day to show you around all the parts of the park. There's so much to explore and do here. Lots of the community are involved in different aspects of it, which you'll get to see. People spend time here relaxing, being active, walking dogs, growing food, and just exploring the natural environment and connecting to nature. This park really is an example of all the different ways we can use a public space. It is important from an environmental perspective because it has really large diversity of plants, but also wildlife.
Here we are at Whites Creek Wetland. This is a constructed wetland, and essentially what it does is it treats, it collects, it filters stormwater from the surrounding area, and it also acts as a habitat and biodiversity hotspot for Annandale. So if you come down to the wetland here, you'll see turtles, you'll see tadpoles, frogs. In the pond here there's birds, in the trees around, possums, lizards, all sorts of wildlife calls this place home. And that's really important because there's not a lot of places like this in the inner west.
I'm Gail, and I'd like to welcome everybody to Whites Creek Valley Park Community Gardens, right here. As I'm standing here, it's hard to believe that just 20 odd years ago this was derelict land, and some of the community saw this and knew about how we could garden, and we decided to come in and negotiate with council and start gardening. And what's happened over that time is that we've had hundreds of families really enjoy this space and create plots for vegetables to grow like these, which are absolutely incredible broad beans, by the way. So right now the gardens are made of about 40 plots, and sort of a plot and so on, and people come and grow vegetables that they choose to, whatever they like in those plots. But people cooperate very carefully with their neighbours, manage their weeds, and really learn from one another. So one of the big aims of the community garden is learning about growing vegetables, flowers, bringing kids open to the community so people can come and enjoy a different sort of park. This is an amazing thing for kids and grown-ups to see. Here are broad beans. This is what they look like. Here are broccoli, here's cabbages, here's silver beet, here's herbs, and there's herbs available for people and so on. So it's a big community venture that I've seen over the last 20 odd years that's been amazing. Some of the other environmental things we've done, harvesting rainwater from the building that was originally a barn, because this whole area was once a dairy, the Wishaw Dairy, which is amazing. So one of the other side things around this is that people understand the history of their community. And unfortunately, because the festival isn't on, people aren't going to be able to see some of the historic records that we have, of photographs of what this looked like in 1900 when it was just farming land. This was dairy farming where we're standing now.
Hello, my name's Sally, and I'm standing in the middle of the Permaculture food forest. And this has been a joint venture between the Whites Creek Valley Park Group and the Inner West Council. And it's been set up along permaculture lines. So a lot of planning went into this. And at the beginning, before we did anything, we met with permaculture consultant, Steve Batley, and he took us through an understanding what permaculture is, and that it's a whole systems approach to food growing and the different possibilities of the ways we could do things. And it is a very big project. You can see the extent of just up here, and there's a further half of the food forest further down the slope, which is indigenous plants. And what has meant is that with the permaculturing, we have come down the slope here and established swales. So we didn't dig anything up. We laid layers of cardboard and newspapers and then mulch, and then we built up these swales, which you can see are kind of ridges as they come down the hill, which is very good for irrigation. and planted along the ridges, as well as putting in the trees, which now are getting quite established. I mean, we've not been going all that long in the food forest, I guess 5 or 6 years, but already the olives, the figs, mulberries, guavas, and loquats are all coming along, whilst in the ground we've got both food producing crops as well as green manures like the vetch and the clover and the barley grass and so on. And the idea is not that we're going to be, you know, like a farm here, but to invite the community in so they can have an experience of what it's like to grow food.